I find Web3, because of like the nature of the environment that you're working in, everything is very technical. And then Web2, because it started as something so human, is very good at the organic side of things and like the human connection. And I think that's actually something that Flare has implemented quite well. Like there's not a lot of networks where you can go online and like you see the people that are actually working on the network and the product and the service. Whereas Flare is quite open, honest, and I think it's refreshing to see that in the Web3 space. But more on the side of marketing, I see it a bit as like a spectrum, so to speak. Like Web2 is very human driven. They had to slowly adopt more technology as it was coming out, whereas Web3 marketing started like everything is online. So they lean in heavily into like AI and all that stuff. And then they're like gradually working their way back to like the human touch and side of things. And like feel free to like jump in at any point if you have any points that you'd like to share. But I find there's like a trickle down in both directions. Like you'll see things that are popular in Web2 like come into Web3 like either a quarter later or a year later, whatever it may be. But then I find on the latter side of things, Web3 has a much slower trickle down into Web2. And like I'm like thinking of an example when I say that, like everything we're seeing with InfoFi, like Kaido and Yaps and Kouki.fun, where it's like, how are you measuring people's participation and engagement online? And like, how are you adding this layer of gamification to social listening? Because I worked on a mandate for like a multinational company, like selling beverages and so on. And we were trying to source a social listening tool for them. But yet nothing seemed to kind of fit the product that they were looking for. Meanwhile, I find in Web3, it's like a given. So main difference is like Web3 very technical and advanced. And then Web2 is like afraid to advance, afraid to adopt too much technology and lose that human touch. So I think there's like a sweet spot in the middle that both sides are working towards, in my opinion.